My fiancé said during our engagement party, "I only said yes because the ring was beautiful. I never wanted to marry you." She was drunk. I replied, "Thanks for the honesty." Then I took the ring off her finger in front of 80 guests. When she sobered up the next morning and realized what she'd done, my name's Ethan Cole, 32. Until last week, I thought I was getting married to the love of my life, Madison. We'd been together for years, lived in San Francisco, both working hard, saving, planning. I thought we were building something real. Turns out, I was just financing a fantasy. The ring had been her obsession. For months she sent me accidental screenshots from Tiffany's, tagged me in posts about engagement rings, dropped comments during movies. I'd die for something like that one. I got the hint. 2-carat diamond, platinum band, custom setting, $15,000. I'd never spent that much money on anything in my life, but she was the woman I wanted to marry. I figured she deserved the best. The party was perfect, or it was supposed to be. 80 people, rooftop terrace overlooking the bay, string lights, jazz band, champagne tower. Both families there, my co-workers, her college friends, everyone laughing, dancing, clinking glasses to us. I remember thinking, this is it, the beginning of forever. Madison had been drinking more than usual, but she was glowing, or maybe I just wanted to believe she was. By the time the speeches were over, her maid of honor, Qley, was gushing about the ring, waving Madison's hand around like it was an Olympic medal. "It's gorgeous. You're so lucky. When did you know Ethan was the one?" And then came that laugh, the too loud, unfiltered, champagne-drunk kind that makes the whole table uneasy, honestly. "I only said yes because the ring was beautiful," she said, holding up her hand under the chandelier. "I mean, look at this thing. I never actually wanted to marry him." It was like the air got sucked out of the room. Glasses froze mid-air. Conversations died. My mother stopped smiling. Even the music seemed to hesitate. At first, I thought maybe I'd misheard. But Madison turned to me, giggling, eyes glassy. "What? It's true. You're fine, babe. But this ring is perfect." People started whispering. Qley tried to cover for her. "She's just drunk. She doesn't mean." "I totally mean it," Madison interrupted. "Told my sister last year, if he gets me the right ring, I'll say yes. Mission accomplished." She even winked. Something inside me went completely still. A strange, cold calm. Suddenly, every hint, every tense silence, every shallow compliment from her over the past year made perfect, awful sense. I smiled. "Thanks for the honesty," I said quietly. Then I reached for her hand, slid the ring off her finger, and slipped it into my pocket. She blinked. "What are you doing?" "Keeping what's mine," I said. "Since that's apparently all you wanted anyway." The words were louder than I meant them to be, loud enough for the people nearby to hear. Her friends stared. Her father's jaw clenched. Someone started recording. Madison's face twisted, confusion turning to panic. "Wait, no, I was joking, baby." "I was kidding, were you?" I asked. "Did that sound like a joke to anyone?" Silence, then a few heads shaking. My chest burned, but my voice stayed steady. "Ask your daughter," I told her mother when she rushed over. "I'm leaving." I walked out without looking back. Behind me, I could hear Madison crying, her mother shouting. The collective murmur of 80 stunned people realizing the fairy tale had cracked in half. I sat in my car outside for a long time. The city lights flickering off the diamond now sitting in my palm. It sparkled beautifully, cold, perfect, meaningless. By the time I got home, my phone was already blowing up. "Madison, I was drunk. I didn't mean it. Please come back." Then, a minute later, "You're embarrassing me." Ethan. Her mother, "You need to fix this right now." Her sister, "Way to humiliate her at her own party." Real mature. I blocked them all. Then called the venue the next morning and told them I wouldn't be paying the remaining balance. When I explained why, the coordinator sighed. Said she'd seen everything. The videographer got it all on camera, she told me. Crystal clear audio. Good. Evidence. That night, I slept better than I had in months, until the pounding on my door started at dawn. When I opened it, Madison was standing there, still in her ruined party dress. Mascara streaked, eyes red and desperate. "We need to talk," she said, voice shaking. "No, we don't." I started closing the door. But she wedged her foot in. Please, Ethan. I was drunk. You can't just end for years over one mistake. I looked her dead in the eye. It wasn't the drunk part that bothered me. It was the honest part. She flinched. That's not fair. People say stupid things when they're drunk. Or, I said, they say what they actually mean, without the filter. That's when the tears started. Big, messy sobs, the kind that might have broken me a year ago. Not this time. She whispered, I love you. Please, can we talk? I should have closed the door. But I didn't. I let her in. And that was my first mistake after finally doing something right. We sat on opposite ends of my couch, the morning sunlight cutting through the blinds, painting stripes across the hardwood floor. Madison fidgeted with the hem of her party dress, mascara running down her cheeks, hair a tangled mess. The smell of champagne still clung to her, bittersweet, like everything that had happened the night before. I was nervous, she started, voice shaky. The friends, the pressure. I didn't mean what I said. I do want to marry you. I stared at her, letting the words hang in the air. There was that pause, the kind of pause that tells you someone's still deciding which truth they really want to tell. Where's the part where you actually want to marry me? I asked softly, but firmly. Her eyes darted away. She twisted her fingers together. I do. I'm scared. Marriage is big. It's a huge step, Ethan. I laughed, a short, humorless bark. You weren't scared when you helped plan this whole party. When you chose the venue, the menu, the photographer, the decorations, the open bar. That's not fear, Madison. That's something else. Her lips trembled. I don't know how to explain it. I cut her off. Then show me. Show me that it's not just the ring. Show me that you love me, not the fantasy, not the sparkle. She reached for her hand. I pulled back. No, this is the ring. It's mine. Until we're married, it stays that way. Conditional gift. Look it up. Her face went red, flaring with anger and embarrassment. You're being petty. The ring is mine. You knew that. You knew exactly. You wanted the ring. That's why you said yes. Her voice cracked, shifting from anger to tears again. Baby, I'm sorry. Can we work through this? Counseling, please. Work through what? I asked, voice steady. Whether you value me more than a rock? Because that's the only thing on the table right now. She stood up quickly, anger replacing tears. Fine, keep the ring. I'll buy my own. This is on you. You gave up on us. She slammed the door so hard that my neighbor's dog started barking across the hall. I stayed on the couch, breathing slow, feeling that strange mix of relief and grief. 4 years of my life, gone in a drunken confession, and I was free. The next few hours were a blur. Calls from her parents. Her father, usually calm, angry and pleading. Son, my daughter is devastated. You need to return that ring and apologize. I put the phone down. No, sir. Your daughter has a problem. Not mine. Her mom tried her own tactic. Ethan, you humiliated her publicly. That was cruel. I smiled faintly. I didn't humiliate her. She humiliated herself. And there were 80 witnesses. The afternoon was quieter. My brother showed up with pizza and a six-pack. Sat with me while I vented everything I hadn't allowed myself to process. The subtle hints. The obsession with the ring. The casual dismissal of our life together. You dodged a bullet. Ethan, expensive, but better than divorce, he said. Passing me a slice. Later that night, Qley, the maid of honor, messaged me. She'd barely talked to me before. Just so you know, she's planning to spin the story online, make it seem like you abandoned her and stole the ring. I thanked her. She forwarded screenshots of the party video she got from the coordinator. Perfect audio, perfect clarity. My ex's words loud, unfiltered, undeniable. I downloaded them immediately. Evidence. Insurance policy. The next day, of course, Madison posted a long, tearful paragraph online, painting herself as the victim of my cruelty. Comments flooded in. Mutual friends, her friends, strangers, some calling me controlling, some asking for my side. I waited 3 hours. Let her post gain traction. Let her feel like she controlled the narrative. Then I uploaded the video. Just the video. No captions. The response was nuclear. People could see her words, her smug little giggle, my calm extraction of the ring. Her post deleted within an hour. Screenshots everywhere. Calls, messages, threats. I forwarded all of it to my lawyer. Her attorney demanded the ring returned. 50% of the wedding deposits, a written apology, and video removal. My lawyer laughed. The ring is legally yours. No marriage, no ring. The deposits, her responsibility. Truth is your defense against defamation. It felt surreal. 4 years of investment, love, planning, all boiled down to a ring and a public confession. She tried to manipulate, intimidate, and twist the story. But for once, the evidence was on my side. By the end of the week, her attempts to harass me escalated. She filed a false police report, tried to get me evicted, showed up at my workplace. Every step meticulously documented. My lawyer had enough for a restraining order. Friday afternoon, she was served. No contact. 100 yards. Pending hearing. Her friends, family, everyone called, screamed, and tried to negotiate. I blocked everyone. The ring stayed. The video stayed. The restraining order stayed. And somewhere in the chaos, I realized something important. I was finally free. The restraining order hearing was 2 weeks later. Madison arrived with her parents and a new lawyer, one who looked marginally competent compared to the ambulance chaser she'd hired before. The courtroom smelled of polished wood, stale coffee, and tension so thick I could almost taste it. The judge, a sharp-eyed woman who clearly didn't have patience for nonsense, listened carefully as her attorney tried to argue that the restraining order was retaliatory, unnecessary, and that Madison was just trying to communicate. I sat quietly, letting the video, the timestamps, the false police report, and the documented harassment speak for me. My lawyer gave me a small nod. That was all the reassurance I needed. The judge looked at Madison's lawyer like he'd just handed her a soggy sandwich instead of evidence. Your client filed a false police report, attempted to evict the petitioner through false claims, showed up at his workplace, and repeatedly trespassed at his residence despite being told to leave. That is not communication. That is harassment. The ruling was swift. The restraining order was granted. 1 year, no contact. Madison began crying. Her parents erupted, but there was nothing they could do. My lawyer handled the rest, ensuring that the mutual non-disparagement agreement would lock any future attempts to manipulate or slander me. From there, life slowly returned to a manageable normal. Social media settled, though some of her friends quietly apologized later, admitting they'd always been uncomfortable with her behavior, but had kept silent. The fallout at her workplace was significant. The video had spread, earning her the nickname, the Ring Girl. She quietly left her marketing job, seeking anonymity elsewhere. As for me, I moved into a new apartment, brighter, cleaner, fresh start. No traces of her. Therapy helped more than I expected, untangling the trust issues, the hurt, the feeling of being used. I wasn't dating anyone, not yet. Not ready. I was learning to exist without walking on eggshells, without having my intentions twisted. My feelings commodified. The ring, sold, $12,500, paid off my car loan, took my brother on a Vegas trip. No regrets. That piece of diamond, once the centerpiece of my heartbreak, now funded freedom and laughter, my laughter, sometimes at night. Memories of Madison flicker across my mind. The good ones, the laughter, the quiet moments. But the relief always follows. I dodged a marriage to someone who would have resented me daily, who loved not me. But the lifestyle, the luxury, the sparkle, the ring was just a symptom. The disease was entitlement, selfishness disguised as affection. I refused to be someone's ATM. To anyone going through something similar, trust your instincts. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them. Don't let guilt or investment blind you to reality. Time, money, emotions, they can all be replaced. Respect, honesty, and genuine love cannot. And as for Madison, she can keep chasing whatever fantasy she wants. I'm done. She's been legally barred from contacting me. The ring is gone, the money is spent, and my life is mine again. The trash took itself out. I just held the door. Single, ringless, financially wiser, emotionally stronger. The lesson is clear. When the mask falls, don't try to put it back on. Walk away, claim your dignity, and let the truth be your shield. That's where I am now. And the part that hurts the least. The part that makes me smile in the quiet moments. I didn't just survive the drama, I walked out richer, freer, and finally, UNCHAINED. Ethan Cole, 32, San Francisco, single, ringless, at peace.